some standard engineering EJCDC contract documents. It covers everything from rain days to who provides the toilets on the project. So it's comprehensive. We do construction engineering services and inspection. We call it resident project representative, as the situation allows and provides for. We review all pay applications and make recommendations to the council on those. We do have a retainage on the project so that we're holding back some contractor money in case there's something we need to fix. And we typically do monthly progress meetings. The whole council will be invited to those. And you just have a representative if you want. It's just a good time to keep things, update schedules and progress. Vince, you want to?
Yeah, one of the things that we want to talk to stay on track is responsiveness to the owner's concerns. I think what we're trying to illustrate here to you folks is that we do have strong relations in this neck of the woods. And by this particular state map, we identified Plainville, Monroe City, Linville, Huntingburg, Liddick, B&B Water, Hopstock, and Terre Haute to the far northwest. But we have long relationships there. We identified a project there, what kind, WW is wastewater, SW is stormwater, and then W is water. But it gives you a little bit of an idea. We have long-standing relationships with these people. You know, we build those relationships, and that's what we'd like to do with you folks, so that you have a particular engineering firm that you can count in and day out. Compensation. One of the things that we have talked internally that we feel that we can help you folks is that any updates to our revisions that you'll need relative to your preliminary engineering report, we feel that we can keep you still on track. We'll do it under the preliminary design phase, okay, of the project. So, and the reason why I say that, there may be a situation where you'll be looking at a particular funding agency and they'll have particular requirements associated with their preliminary engineering report. That has not been decided yet, but what we're saying is we can keep the thing moving. He'll do it under the preliminary design phase, and then what we can do is make the adjustments that need to be done. One of the key things that both agencies that just recently come out with is short-lived assets, your pumps and all that stuff. They're wanting to see the listing of the components of your wastewater utility documented in the preliminary engineering report. That's something brand new. And again, as I mentioned, we're going to use the cost curve in establishing fees that are reasonable and necessary. Odon has a median household income of $40,769. That basically puts you in a level of funding that is what we call the lower level, which makes you eligible for grant opportunities. And what we wanted to do was give you guys an idea of what Eric was talking about when he had mentioned the cost curve. If we took a $2.5 million construction project and used this cost curve, this thing has been around, I think, longer than I have. This is back. It dates back in the 90s, and we're still using it. It's a percent of construction. And if you look up what a $2.5 million project is, it's 8.32%. You multiply that percentage times $2.5 million, and you're going to get our design fees, and you're going to get our construction engineering. That would include bidding and negotiating as well. So we wanted to give you a little bit of an example, and I want to underscore the fact that this is an example. But it gives you an idea sitting there when you're making decisions that how is Commonwealth going to establish their fees? Well, you use this document right here. You can have this copy if you want. It can show you exactly how we do that. And then what the significance is with your median household income being just about $41,000 is that you're eligible for low interest loans around 2.5%. You're eligible for grant money up to 75% with rural development. SRF, the same, low interest loan, even possibly loan forgiveness. We've been very successful in getting loan forgiveness. SRF, it's a kind of an unknown with them. It's not, they don't ballyhoo it, but they do have it available, and what you're going to be needing is some experienced people that can help lobby for that type of thing. Also OKRA, and that's where SIDC comes into play. I know that you'd probably be eligible for a $500,000 grant, but I also understand too that they're going to be looking at a loan program. And whether that gets off the ground, it could be one-stop shopping right there, where you pursue their grant money and then maybe pursue the match money associated with that. Under the sub-consultant selection phase, these are the people that we would have involved as a part of our team. We would have a structural engineer, CE Solutions. We have a long-standing 20-plus years working with Steve Osborne and his company. We've had a great relationship with our geotechnical, soil borings, etc., letting us know what's in Mother Earth. Then if it's deemed necessary, we have GRIP that the company provides flow measurement capabilities. Other relative issues to complete and kind of draw a conclusion. One of the things that we wanted to do relative to funding, that these are all pretty significant. The town of Newport, straight up the road 41 at the chemical depot over there, we're putting a brand new sewer system in there, and we were able to bring in grant money from 3 different sources on that particular project. There was 3 funding sources. State revolving fund brought in loan forgiveness. USDA brought in probably about $3.5 million worth of grant money, and then Okra brought in the $500,000 grant. So there's 3 funding sources on that particular project. First time that's ever been done in the state of Indiana. State revolving fund knowledge and experience. I started that program back in 1989. And very familiar with it. It offers an opportunity, but again, it just depends. We have to see where you're at, where you're going, and then we'll identify a funding source working with your grant administrator. USDA Rural Development Track Record, we've had, and what we've done is attached just behind the sheet behind that, the funding experience that illustrates our successes with Okra, SRF, as well as rural development. The Rensselaer Wet Weather Treatment Facility project was selected by Rural Development as a Earth Day project that occurred, and that was in the state of Indiana. And also what's significant of that particular project, it was a $7 million project, and they received 75 cents on the dollar grant money. That's absolutely unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. And so they realized that, and the mayor is very, very happy up there. It's a small city. And lastly, the Office of Rural and Community Affairs. Again, we have a long-standing relationship with SIDC. We have people that understand the program. I've been associated with it probably since 1990. And it's a program that obviously can supplement low to moderate income communities. And again, this funding information is identified on the back sheet. It just gives you kind of a snapshot of the projects that we have done over the years. And I'm not saying, and I don't think any of us here is saying that you're going to receive 75 cents to the dollar, but I do think, it's something that we want to bring to your light, that you have to be able to communicate the project, meet with these people, and make sure that they clearly understand, so that when they're making decisions, hopefully that it's going to be your way.
Now, it's the engineers that are able to do that rather than the grant administrator?
Well, yes. I mean, typically SIDC will be involved in the Okra activities. We would probably take the lead on the state revolving fund as well as the USDA rural development. Yes, sir. These are some success stories. I mean, it sounds, well, they're kind of ballyhooing it a little bit. Well, you do. When you get 75 cents to the dollar like that, I can tell you that mayor was jumping for joy. It was and it just you don't hear about those sort of things. So it makes us very proud that, we're at least on the right track, and, we've got some people there that understand our projects. And I think that's important. We've got to be able to sell the projects. We've got to be able to sell your project to these funding agencies. And that's what's very important. You get a buy-in with them, maybe